Hey everybody, what's going on? Crazy Dog back with another Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you know what's about to go down. As the Guardians came off their 6-game road trip out west, they went 2-4. Didn't really look that good for the most part. They came home against the Oakland A's, one of the worst teams in the major leagues, arguably the worst team in the major leagues. And let's just say they took care of business. Of course, I streamed 2 of the 3 games, so I'm not going to go too deep into those 2 games. But the game today, I'm going to really dig into because, of course, I didn't stream it. So you know how I got to do it. So, anyways, let's dive right in and let's talk about it a little bit. So, first game of the series, we had Aaron Savali on the mound against Ken Waldachuk, who opened for Luis Medina. And overall, Savali was as good as you could hope for. 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks. Kind of concerning there. The walks have been a concern for this pitching staff lately. 6 Ks and a homer. And the Guardians, yeah, they they were solid, sort of. Now for Waldachuk, he only went 1 2/3, 2 hits, 2 Ks. Medina came in there 4 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. And yeah, it's like for some reason we just couldn't touch this guy. He was blazing past us, and we couldn't really get a lock on him. And yeah, it wasn't that bad. We did get a good read on him, though. It seemed like as the game went on, but the A's struck first, top of the third, a ground out to Ryan Noda, scored a run. Tony Kemp, of course, scored. That's a common theme here. He scores, I think, every time he was on base. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain he scored every time he was on base for the A's. So yeah, um, lovely. So annoying. Yeah, ground out, scored a run, and then Tony Kemp solo homer, made it 2-0. And then bottom of the seventh, Ahmed would single in a run, made it 2-1. And then just after that, Jose Ramirez would tie it with an RBI double. And then it would be tied until the 10th, where Andres Jimenez, after they decided to intentionally walk Josh Naylor, yeah, that was kind of a bold idea, you know, because it was already on second as the ghost runner. They intentionally walk Josh Naylor, and then of course Jimenez comes up, and he does what he always does. He comes up big. He always seems to come up big in these situations, and that's what I like about him. I knew he was going to come up big. Now that was, of course, after Tyler Freeman bunted. And instead of going to first and getting the out at first, which is essentially what we were doing, we were giving them a free out. They decided go to third, try to get Jose, get that go ahead run. Except it failed. Yeah, Jose slipped his ankle in there, and he beat the tag, and we had bases loaded, and of course Andres would hit the game winning, was it single? Yeah, that's what they officially ruled it as, a single to right field. And that was it. Guardians win game 1 of the series. De Los Santos gets the W. He's 3-1 with a 3.10 ERA. And Trevor May, the Twitch streamer, takes the loss. He's 2-4 with a 6.23 ERA. So, good win. Good win for the Guardians. Very good, grimy, gritty win. Love to see it. And then we get to yesterday's game. And where do I start? Where the heck do I start with this game? Right? My goodness. We had, of course, Gavin Williams making his major league debut. Again, I wouldn't have streamed yesterday's game if it wasn't Gavin on the mound. And for his first start, He was shaky. You could tell the adrenaline was sky high in there. And it's like once the adrenaline wore off, he was kind of gassed, as usually what happens. But he was solid, 5 2/3, had a very rocky third inning, but after that, he was fine. Other than that, in fact, he gave up all the hits in one inning, pretty much. That was his worst inning, the third inning. After that, other than that, he was fantastic. Five, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and a homer. So not a horrible start, but it's something to build on. And then for the A's, of course, they had Paul Blackburn. 5 innings. We torched him at one point. 9 hits, though, 4 runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. And yeah, we did all our damage against him for the most part. Him and Pruitt. Now, you look at how we scored in this game. I mean, they scored first again. Ruiz singled in a run. Tony Kemp scored. And then Ryan Noda would hit a 3-run homer. And that's where all the damage came from against Mr. Williams. And then he settled in, and then we were fine. As after that, bottom of the third, literally right after all that happened, we responded with a 3-run inning of our own, with Ahmed 2-run single, and then Jimenez sac fly to make it a 1-run game. And then bottom of the fifth, Josh Naylor would single, tie the game. And then Esteury Ruiz in the top 7 would get an RBI single, made it 5-4. Seth Brown would single, made it 6-4. Then Naylor would strike again with a homer in the bottom of the 7th, made it 6-5. And then 1 inning later, the Guardians would go ahead for good with a Stephen Kwan RBI double. There was a throwing error by Ramon Laureano, who had a very bad game, to say the least. I mean, he made some bad throws a couple times. And we wound up going ahead 7-6. Clase came in there and did the deed. Although Baldman almost sold the deed a little bit. He pissed me off. I was about to throw my remote through my TV. Luckily, Clase was able to weather the storm, and we wound up winning anyway. So overall, again, in terms of how the pitchers did, Williams 5 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks, and a homer. And then for the A's, of course, Blackburn 5 innings, 9 hits, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks. The win would go to Eli Morgan. He's 3-1 with a 1.78 ERA. Pruitt takes the loss. He's 1-5 with a 3.68 ERA. And then Clase would nail down his 22nd save of the year, 2.55 ERA for the one-time Texas Ranger reliever. It's crazy that the Rangers didn't even have him as their closer and how nasty he is. But hey, he got another save, and I think he still leads the league in saves. And he should be an all-star too. He really should be. They pretty much should have like the league leader in saves as an all-star. I think he'll be one of like maybe 3 all-stars for the Guardians. It'll be hopefully Naylor, J-Ram, and in terms of pitchers, it's probably just going to be, obviously Clase. I don't know who else would join him. Maybe Stephen Kwan. I don't know. But yeah, I doubt it. But I think it'll be like I would say Naylor, Clase, and probably that's it. Maybe Naylor and Clase seem like the only 2 that really deserve it, and Jose too. But Jose has been lighting it up. I've been really impressed with him. So yeah, Clase got the 22nd save. And then we talk about today's game. Guardians, for like the first couple innings, looked like they didn't know how to touch JP Sears. JP Sears, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks, and a homer. The dude was lights out. And then it happened. Then we got to him a little bit. Now for the Guardians, they had Logan Allen on the mound, and he was as solid as you can ask. I mean, he was just like Savale. 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, 5 Ks. That's it. Good inning, good outing for him. It's just pitch count got a little too high there. They made him work like crazy. And in terms of scoring, Guardians once again trailed from the beginning. Top of the fifth, Ledmus Diaz sac fly scored. Tony Kemp made it 1-0. But in Guardians fashion, they punched right back with a homer from Josh Bell, his seventh. It actually doinked off the little sign and left by the home run porch. The little walkway, like the home run patio out there and left, deep left, I'm talking. Like right by the foul line, like where you walk in the stadium. There's like a little, like, I don't know if it's a bridge or whatever. It says like brewed in Ohio for Miller Lite. He doinked it off the Ohio portion of that little ad. That thing probably would have doinked off the arena next door if that thing wasn't there. But he hit a homer, and then Miles Straw was like that close to a homer. That would have been a homer in 7 parks, and he tripled, made it 2-1, and it would be like that until the 8th. And when all of a sudden they bring in Yaxel Rios, and this dude had a certified disaster class. Dude couldn't get people out at all. It seemed like Gallagher walked. It was like walk. What was it? Walk, single, walk, single, walk, walk. They finally get a couple outs, and then wild pitch, run scored, and then they got a pop out or something like that. In fact, I'll go through the entire inning here in a minute. But a walk by Gallagher scored a run. A walk by Rosario scored a run. Ramirez walked, scored a run. That's 3 walks that all scored runs. And then you had a wild pitch that scored a run. So we did not score a run with a batted ball that inning. We moved runners, but we didn't score a run with a batted ball. Only the Guardians, right? Only the Guardians. Now you look at the entire inning. This is how the entire inning went. All right? Here's how the entire 8th inning went for the Guards. As they're about to announce Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs. So it went walk, single, walk, single, walk, walk, strikeout, fly out, wild pitch, and then pop out. There it is. Victor Wembanyama, officially a Spur. We've known that for a month now. So he's officially a Spur now. Which means, Popovich gets another extremely tall dude to mold into an absolutely generational talent. Because, that's the way he's going to be. He's going to be just like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. But, Guardians went out there and they won 6-1. Thanks to that horrible inning in the bottom of the 8th. But overall, Sandlin got the win. He's 3-3 with a 3.29 ERA. JP Sears took the loss. He's 1-5 with a 4.10 ERA. And the Guardians take 5 of 6 or something like that. Maybe 6 of 8. I don't know how many friggin'. Or is it 6 of 7? I think it's 6 of 7 against the A's. Because they only lost 1 game against them in Oakland. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know how many games they have played, but they only lost 1 against Oakland. So it's very impressive. First, I think this is like one of our first sweeps of the year. This is, I think, our first sweep of the year, too, which is very impressive. And I've been very impressed with this team lately. I mean, this team is starting to get hot. Like I say in the title, the Guardians are getting hot. Watch out. So, what else is there to say, right? Bo Naylor didn't play today, like I figured, but he did get a hit yesterday. His first major league hit, too. And I don't know the last time, I don't think I've seen a catcher go from first to third like he does. Catchers are usually sloths. This kid is the fastest catcher I've seen in a long time for us. Maybe since Santana, and he didn't really move like that until he moved to first base. But yeah, Sandlin got the win. Sears takes the loss. So we move on to the series against Milwaukee starting tomorrow. Wade Miley, who, if you remember, no-hit us when he was with Cincinnati a couple years ago. He's 4-2 with a 3.28 ERA, 28 strikeouts. And then he'll face Shane Bieber, 5-4, 3.51 ERA, 69 Ks. Nice. And if you're wondering, I will be streaming this game. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Jose Ramirez has homered off of Miley. He's the only one that has done anything off of him. And then against Bieber, only Tapia has 3 RBIs and Tellez has 1 RBI. And that's it. Now we go to game 2 of the series. And I believe it'll be Tanner Bybee on the mound for us. Right? Yeah. Freddie Peralta, 5-6 with a 4.60 ERA, 84 Ks. Up against Tanner Bybee, 3-2, 4.05 ERA, 51 strikeouts. Against Peralta, Bell and Naylor have faced him a combined 13 times, and they've had no success against him at all. And nobody's faced Bybee, obviously. And then, of course, Bybee, yeah, 3-2, 4.05 ERA, 51 Ks. Should be a good matchup. And then to wrap up the homestand, I believe we'll be facing Corbin Burnes. Yep, it'll be Burnes versus Savale. Burnes 5-5, 3.96 ERA, 86 Ks. Savale 2-2, 2.67 ERA, 28 strikeouts. Against Burnes, nobody's done anything, and against Savale, Tellez has a homer and an RBI. So that's pretty much it for that. And after this, of course, I believe the Guardians head on the road again. Let me see. Oh, they go to Kansas City. And I believe that'll be Gavin, LTA, and Bieber. Ooh, first time we're facing Kansas City all year. Should be fun. Let's start getting some more W's. And as far as the Twins and who they face, I don't even know who they got to face. Oh, they face Atlanta. Oh, yeah. Please, Atlanta. I'm going to need Atlanta to take care of business after that. Once we, well, no. Atlanta faces Cincinnati coming up. Right. Oh, yeah, they start on the 24th. Where's Minnesota at? Minnesota, where you at, though? Oh, they face Detroit. Oh, yeah, right. Maybe Detroit can beat them. You never know. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Wanted to keep it nice and short so we can get back to watching the draft and see if anything pops off. And, wow, so, well, let's get back to the draft, all right? So I will see you all tomorrow night as, oh, yeah, they're just talking about that stuff. So Luke Grizzlies are just checking in. I was over on the other streams checking out this NBA draft picks. What's coolin', fam? This Victor kid gonna be a problem for years. Damn right he is. You think we're trading? I don't know, Quandale. I did a video just now talking about us possibly trading Jared Allen. I don't think it actually happens, but I know Kobe's gonna try. I don't know if it'll happen though. Yeah, I don't know what the Cavs are going to do. Probably nothing. Me and my brother are going to the game. Nice. Altman usually sit back on the cut and wait till after all the moves get done, then try and make something happen. You're on your mom's phone. Damn. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'll take one game out of first place for now, right? Exactly. Red Sox freaking sold. They stink. They sold the last 2 days because they stink. Of course, you know. Hey, we're one game out. We're right there. So I will see you all later. And, yeah. Can't wait for tomorrow's game with Bieber on the mound. Let's continue this winning thing, all right? It's 4 in a row. Let's keep it going. So I will see you all later. I'm Crazy Dog, as always. Let's go, Guardians. And, of course, Victor Wembanyama now with Spur. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Go Guards, baby. Onto the Brew Crew. Do I think we're going to draft a big? No, I think we're going to draft probably a wing player or something. If we don't draft a stasher. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Yeah. Let's see who goes. No, let's see who's going number 2 here. Brandon Miller, number 2.